I've been in the document delivery fax business for almost 30 years now, and I've seen the changes firsthand. First, we had physical servers with fax boards. Then it evolved to virtual servers with physical fax gateways. From there, it evolved to virtual servers with SIP trunks. And now, Cloud Fax is becoming the standard. Cloud Fax has many different flavors, so let's dive into each one and find the best cloud solution for your company. The big question is, what is Cloud Fax? Well, Cloud Fax is a modern internet-based alternative to traditional faxing. Instead of using phone lines, fax machines, or dedicated servers, Cloud Fax allows you to send and receive faxes using email, web portals, or apps, all through cloud-based servers maintained by a third-party provider. There are some major advantages to moving your fax infrastructure to the cloud, including redundancy and scalability. And over the next few slides, we will dive a little deeper into what is Cloud Fax. As I mentioned earlier, the transition to cloud faxing has been slowly happening for years. All the models listed above are still being used today, and the solution you choose should be determined by your business needs. We don't have a slide for on-premise faxing, which we define as having a physical or virtual server within your own data centers and connected to your local telephony. It is important to understand that there is no preferred way to move on-premise to the cloud. For example, we have customers that started the transition by moving to a hybrid model, while others went from on-premise to a hosted environment. It's totally up to you on how to transition to the cloud. But over the next few slides, we'll go over options on how to move your fax infrastructure to the cloud and which options work best for you and your organization. Hybrid faxing is a combination of traditional on-premise fax infrastructure and cloud-based fax services designed to provide the best of both worlds: the control of in-house systems and the scalability and reliability of the cloud. You maintain an on-premise WriteFax server for managing workflows, security, and integrations. Instead of using physical phone lines or in-house SIP trunks, you send and receive faxes via the cloud using a service like OpenText Fax Cloud Connect, formerly WriteFax Connect. The fax service still processes the jobs, but the actual transmission is handled in the cloud, reducing telecom costs and hardware requirements. Other advantages include ease of scalability, built-in redundancy, and high availability. Current limitations of physical phone lines and SIP trunks are during peak periods, you can run out of capacity, which will cause busy signals and a large buildup of queued outbound faxes. With Cloud Connect and their never-busy telephony platform, they provide you with virtually unlimited fax capacity for both inbound and outbound fax traffic. Cloud Connect uses multiple carriers and multiple paths to ensure your fax success rate is as close to 100% as possible. If an outbound fax is failing when dialing a certain number, Cloud Connect will try a different carrier to complete the call. Using this technology ensures the highest reliability possible. If OpenText Fax Cloud Connect is not an option for your environment, we can also offer cloud-based SIP trunks optimized for fax transmissions. Feel free to contact your Advantage account manager to help you decide which options are best for your business. Many organizations are establishing strong cloud strategies and have already moved most of their applications to the cloud. Until now, moving WriteFax to the cloud was a challenge due to the phone line connections needed for a fax transmission. WriteFax Connect and certain SIP trunks will work seamlessly in the cloud, so moving WriteFax to the cloud is not only possible, but relatively straightforward. To install WriteFax in AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform will require a virtual server for the WriteFax application and a SQL database for the WriteFax metadata. If your WriteFax environment is relatively small, I would say 8 channels or less, you can also use the built-in SQL Express for the fax metadata. So there is not a need for a full instance of SQL. As for the connection from the cloud to your local network, You can use standard web ports so your end users can run the WriteFax web utility and the web-based fax printer for sending and receiving faxes. You can also use the standard SMTP protocol for sending and receiving faxes from email or from your MFP devices. WriteFax can also deliver faxes to an on-premise network folder using Secure FTP. Secure FTP is built into WriteFax, so no need for an additional FTP client or server. If you have or need more complex integrations, you can set up a VPN from your network to the cloud, so all features of the WriteFax are available, including EMR integrations, the WriteFax Thick Client, the WriteFax Fax Printer, and the WriteFax Enterprise Fax Manager for administration of the WriteFax server. Hosting your WriteFax server in the Advantage Cloud has many benefits. First and foremost is no longer will you pay for annual maintenance. Your system is managed entirely by the US-based Certified Advantage Support Group with over 28 years of experience. Our support group will handle all maintenance, updates, and system monitoring. Since we are maintaining the system, you will never have to pay for upgrading or patching. You can keep all your current integrations, and there is no learning curve since the user experience is the exact same as when the WriteFax server was on premise. A simple per-page pricing model based on a minimum monthly commitment helps keep your faxing budget on track. If you have WriteFax MFP connectors, they will continue to work, and Active Directory or Okta authentication will also work. A VPN is typically not needed since we connect using standard web and SMTP ports. We provide system availability assurance, data center redundancy, and your system is fully scalable, which means as fax traffic increases, your hosted WriteFax system can be expanded to handle the load. Since your system is fully hosted, you never have to invest in operating systems, antivirus, security applications, and engineers to support the system. Our certified engineers will monitor your system and make sure it is optimized for your faxing environment. How do we define fax as a service, also known as FAS? Fax as a service is a cloud-based solution where faxing is provided entirely by a third-party provider, with no on-premise fax server or phone lines required. FAS is ideal for basic desktop faxing or pure API-based integrations where a full-featured fax server with multiple integrations is not needed. Faxes can be sent and received from either email, a web-based portal, or API. The advantages of FAS are ease of deployment, accessible from anywhere you have internet or email access, built-in redundancy, and is very scalable. FAS is built on multi-tenant architecture, which means you will not have a dedicated fax application for your organization. Your cloud fax provider will provide a single instance of the application which serves multiple customers, while keeping the data logically separated and secure. There are many options when choosing fax as a service. I would recommend you contact your Advantage account manager if you're interested in FAS, and they can help you decide on which service is best for your organization. Let's go over some takeaways from today's presentation. Moving your fax environment to the cloud is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. You can transition slowly by first going hybrid, then moving to fully hosted. There are multiple hosting options, including hosting in a public cloud, such as AWS or Google, or moving your environment to the Advantage Cloud and let us manage your fax system. And finally, moving to fax as a service environment is sometimes a good fit. All of the hosted options have different benefits. Your Advantage account manager can help you choose the right solution for your environment. And finally, moving your WriteFax environment to the cloud might seem like a complex task. Our team of certified engineers are available to work with you from start to finish to help guarantee a smooth transition.